The Tonight Show studio runs cold. It has to. The lights demand it. Backstage, Bruce Lee sits alone in the green room, eyes fixed on a small monitor. Johnny Carson is mid-monologue, cracking jokes about politics, about California. The audience laughs on cue. Bruce is the second guest tonight. March 1973. It took his agent 6 months to get him here. 6 months of calls. 6 months of persuading Carson's producers that Bruce Lee is more than just the sidekick from the Green Hornet. That he's compelling. That he belongs on this stage. On the monitor, Carson wraps up his monologue. The band swells. Doc Severinsen conducts. Then Carson smiles at the camera. My first guest tonight is a man who needs no introduction. The heavyweight champion of the world. The greatest boxer alive. Some would say the greatest athlete on the planet. Please welcome Muhammad Ali. The curtain opens. Ali steps through. The audience explodes. A full standing ovation. This is Ali at his peak. The most famous athlete on earth. Immaculate dark suit. Perfect tailoring. Moving like the stage was built for him. Because in many ways it was. Ali shakes Carson's hand, drops into the chair and instantly takes control. That's what Ali does. He doesn't just enter a room, he owns it. For 15 straight minutes he dominates. Stories about training. Stories about wars in the ring. He shuffles for the crowd, predicts his next victory. Carson is laughing. The audience is mesmerized. This is prime Ali. Magnetic. Untouchable. Backstage, Bruce watches. He's seen Ali on television like everyone else, but never in person. Never this close. Part of him is excited. Part of him feels the weight of the moment. Ali has that effect. A production assistant appears at the door. Young. Headset resting against her collarbone. Mr. Lee, you're up right after this commercial break. Bruce nods. Yeah, I'll walk through when Ed announces to you. Shake Johnny's hand. Then take the seat next to Mr. Ali. Got it. She leaves. Bruce stands, smooths his shirt, simple dark pants. Button up. No flash. No theatrics. That's not him. 3 minutes pass. Behind the curtain, he can hear Carson and Ali laughing about golf during the break. Comfortable. Easy. The stage manager counts down. 5. 4, 3. They are live. Carson turns toward the camera again. My next guest is a martial arts expert and actor. You may remember him as Kato from the Green Hornet. He has a new film coming out titled Enter the Dragon. Please welcome Bruce Lee. The band plays. The curtain parts. Bruce steps out. The applause is respectful, polite, but nothing like Ali's. Bruce is recognized, but he isn't a superstar. Not yet. In a few months that will change. But tonight, to most of America, he's simply the kung fu guy from a television show. He walks toward Carson's desk. Carson rises, smiling, hand extended. Bruce takes it, firm, professional. Carson gestures toward the guest chairs. Have a seat, Bruce. 2 chairs sit angled toward the desk. Ali occupies the closer one, the prominent one. Bruce's seat is slightly behind, slightly to the side. Bruce approaches, and as he does, he extends his hand toward Ali. Automatic, natural. The basic courtesy between 2 men meeting for the first time. Ali looks at the hand. And does nothing. No movement. No acknowledgement. Arms folded. Eyes fixed straight ahead through Bruce, past him, as if the gesture never existed. The audience feels it instantly. The shift, whispers, side glances. A ripple of confusion spreads through the studio. Bruce's hand remains suspended in the air. 1 second. 2, 3 seconds that stretch far longer than they should. Then he lowers it. His face stays controlled. Neutral, but his jaw tightens just slightly. Carson sees it. Try to smooth it over. Well, Bruce, have a seat. Tell us about this new movie. Bruce sits. Calm. Composed. But everyone in that studio knows what just happened. Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world, has just refused to shake Bruce Lee's hand. On national television. In front of 20 million people. March 1973. NBC Studios, Burbank. The air inside the Tonight Show feels different when Muhammad Ali is in the building. Charged. Anticipatory. Like something bigger than television is about to happen. Johnny Carson sits behind his desk, relaxed, polished, master of the format. But tonight even he feels it. His first guest isn't just a celebrity. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. When Carson finishes his monologue, the band swells under Doc Severinsen's direction. The cue is smooth, practiced. Carson smiles into the camera. My first guest tonight is a man who needs no introduction. The words roll out exactly as they've been rehearsed, but the reaction is anything but routine. Please welcome Muhammad Ali. The curtain parts. Ali steps through. The audience detonates into applause. A standing ovation before he's taken 3 steps. People rise instinctively, pulled upward by his presence. He doesn't rush. He glides, dark tailored suit, shoulders back, chin high. He moves like the stage belongs to him, because at this moment it does. He shakes Carson's hand with flourish, drops into the guest chair, and within seconds the rhythm of the show changes. It's no longer Carson leading. It's Ali performing. That's what makes him dangerous on television. He doesn't answer questions. He controls them. He talks about training camp, about road work before dawn, about opponents who talk loud but fall quiet in the ring. The audience roars. He shuffles in his seat, shadowboxes mid-sentence, and predicts his next victory with theatrical precision. Carson laughs harder than usual. The band members are grinning. Even the cameramen lean in a little closer. This is peak Ali. I am 25 years old, unbeaten, undefeated in personality as much as in the ring, the most recognizable athlete on earth. Backstage in the green room, Bruce Lee watches all of it on a small monitor mounted high in the corner. He sits still, hands folded, expression controlled. He has seen Ali before, of course. Everyone has. But seeing him command a live studio audience is different. It's not just charisma, it's dominance. Ali fills space, fills silence, fills the entire studio without ever raising his voice too high. Bruce understands performance. He understands energy. But this is another level. This is America's champion. For 15 uninterrupted minutes, Ali owns the room. Every punchline lands. Every boast is celebrated. When he finishes a story, applause erupts before Carson can even speak. And Bruce knows something else. When he walks through that curtain, the reaction will not be the same. He is known, but he is not yet a phenomenon. To most viewers tonight, he is Kato from the Green Hornet. A supporting role. A sidekick. A martial arts curiosity. Ali is the main event. A production assistant appears at the green room door, headset resting against her collarbone. Mr. Lee, you're up right after this commercial break. Bruce nods once. On the monitor, Carson and Ali are laughing about golf. Casual. Comfortable. Like two men who belong exactly where they are. The stage manager's voice echoes faintly from beyond the curtain. Commercial in 30 seconds. Bruce stands, smooths his shirt. Dark pants, simple button-up. No jewelry, no spectacle. He does not need noise, but he can feel it now. The hierarchy, the imbalance. On that stage, one man is royalty. The other is about to walk into his kingdom. The band begins again. Johnny Carson turns smoothly toward the camera. My next guest is a martial arts expert and actor. You may remember him as Kato on the Green Hornet. He has a new film coming out titled Enter the Dragon. Please welcome Bruce Lee. The curtain parts. Bruce steps through. The applause arrives respectful, measured, polite, but no one stands, no eruption, no thunder, just controlled clapping from an audience that recognizes the name but doesn't yet feel the weight of it. Bruce notices. Of course he does. He registers everything. He walks toward Carson's desk with steady steps. Not rushed, not hesitant. Carson rises, smiling warmly, extending his hand. Bruce takes it, firm grip, brief eye contact. Professional courtesy exchanged. Have a seat, Bruce. Carson gestures toward the guest chairs. 2 chairs angled toward the desk. Muhammad Ali occupies the one closest to Carson, the dominant position. Slightly forward, slightly elevated in perception if not in height. The second chair sits a few inches back, a subtle difference. But on television, inches matter. That chair is Bruce's. He turns toward the guest area. Ali is leaning back, one arm resting along the top of the chair, legs comfortably apart, relaxed, commanding, watching. Bruce approaches, and as he does, he extends his hand. It's automatic, natural. The universal gesture between two men meeting for the first time. No challenge in it, no ego, just courtesy. Ali looks at the hand. His eyes travel from Bruce's fingers up to his face. And he does nothing, no movement. No shift in posture. His arms remain folded across his chest. His expression unreadable, not angry, not amused, just distant. The hand remains there, suspended. 1 second, 2, 3, In a live studio, 3 seconds can feel like a lifetime. A ripple passes through the audience. Not loud, not spoken, but I felt. People glance at each other. A woman in the third row leans slightly toward her husband. A camera operator shifts his stance. Why isn't he taking it? Bruce's arm stays extended just long enough to make the refusal undeniable. Then he lowers it, slowly. His face does not change. No visible reaction, no embarrassment, but his jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. Carson sees it. "Have a seat, Bruce," he says quickly, his tone just a touch lighter than before. "Tell us about this new movie." Bruce sits in the second chair, slightly behind, slightly outside the center frame. Ollie doesn't look at him. Instead, he adjusts his cufflinks, then leans forward as if nothing unusual has occurred. But something has. The air in the studio has shifted. The warmth from moments ago is gone. In its place is tension, thin, sharp, undeniable. 20 million people are watching across America. 20 million living rooms. And every one of them just witnessed it. The heavyweight champion of the world refused to shake Bruce Lee's hand. On national television, no words exchanged. No overt insult, just silence. But sometimes silence is louder than anything else. Bruce folds his hands loosely in his lap, composed, controlled, eyes forward. Ollie remains relaxed, but there's a new current running beneath the surface. The hierarchy has been declared, not through fists, through a handshake that never happened. Johnny Carson has hosted enough television to recognize tension when it enters a room. He feels it now. Bruce answers the first question about Enter the Dragon clearly, explaining choreography, discipline, philosophy. His tone is measured, precise, but beside him Muhammad Ali shifts in his chair, rolling his eyes, smiling faintly at moments that aren't jokes. Carson tries to keep it light. "So the fights in your films, how real are they?" Bruce nods. "The techniques are real, the structure is cinematic, but the foundation is practical." Ali lets out a low laugh. Not loud, a deliberate. Carson glances sideways. The audience senses it again, that undercurrent. "Muhammad," Carson says carefully, "you look like you have thoughts." Ali leans forward, elbows on his knees, the performer returning. "Oh, I got thoughts, Johnny. Plenty of them." A few scattered laughs. "All due respect to Bruce here," Ali continues, gesturing loosely. "But what he does ain't fighting, it's performing. It looks good for the camera, but it ain't real," the audience murmurs. Bruce doesn't react immediately. He watches Ali the way a chess player watches a board. Carson raises his eyebrows. "Bruce?" Bruce turns slightly. "Boxing is a sport with rules, timed rounds, gloves, a referee. What I teach is self-defense. Different environment, different objectives." Ali grins. "Man, I've been in the ring with killers. Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier. Men who hit so hard you forget your own name. That's survival." A few louder laughs. "Not breaking boards," Ali adds. Bruce nods once. "Boxing is effective, very effective. But it is not the only expression of combat. It's the only one that matters," Ali replies instantly. "To who?" Bruce asks. "To anybody serious about fighting." The energy tightens. No laughter now. Bruce pauses. Then calmly, "May I ask you something?" Ali shrugs. "Go ahead." Bruce turns fully toward him. "Why didn't you shake my hand?" The words land like a dropped glass. Silence. Absolute silence. Even Carson freezes. 20 million viewers watching. No script. No rehearsal. Ali's smile flickers. "What?" "When I walked over," Bruce continued evenly, "I extended my hand. You didn't take it." "Why?" Carson shifts in his chair. "This wasn't part of the format." Ali leans back, regaining rhythm. "I shake hands with fighters. With champions. With people who prove themselves in real combat. Not movie stars pretending." Gasps ripple through the audience. Bruce absorbs it. Then he nods slowly. "You know what that tells me?" he asks. Ali narrows his eyes. "What's that?" "That you're scared." The studio freezes. The word hangs heavier than the earlier handshake. Ali's expression changes. The grin disappears. The performance drops away. "What did you just say?" His voice is lower now.
"I said you're scared,"
Bruce repeats. Calm. Controlled. "Not of me, of what I represent. I ain't scared of nothing." "Then why refuse courtesy?" Bruce asks quietly. "Why dismiss something you haven't studied? Why attack it before understanding it?" Ali's jaw tightens. "Because I know what works. And if there's something outside what you know, Bruce presses. Something you haven't mastered? Ollie doesn't answer immediately. The silence stretches. Bruce's voice remains steady. If fighting is larger than boxing, if combat exists beyond the ring, then perhaps being the greatest boxer does not mean being the greatest fighter. The shift is subtle but undeniable. Moments ago, Ollie controlled the room. Now he is reacting. Carson leans back, letting it unfold. Ollie stands slightly straighter in his chair. You calling me incomplete? I am saying, Bruce replies, that insecurity often hides behind dismissal. The audience barely breathes. Ollie studies him. This isn't bravado. There's no shouting, no theatrics. Just calm pressure. For the first time that night, Muhammad Ali isn't performing. He's thinking, and in that thinking something shifts. The hierarchy trembles, not because of size, not because of titles, but because a man half his weight just looked him in the eye on national television and refused to be smaller. Ali exhales slowly, eyes locked on Bruce. You got a lot of nerve, he says. Enough, Bruce replies. The audience shifts in their seats. The temperature in the studio feels colder now. Carson starts to interject, gentlemen, maybe we, but Ali raises a hand slightly. No, he says, eyes still on Bruce. He wants to talk. Let's talk. Bruce doesn't blink. You said you only shake hands with fighters, Bruce continues. With champions. That's right. Then prove it. Ali tilts his head. Prove what? That you're not afraid. A murmur moves through the crowd again. Ali pushes himself up from the chair. He rises to his full height, 63. Broad shoulders. Long reach. The heavyweight champion of the world. Under the studio lights, he seems even larger. Bruce stands as well. 57. 70 pounds lighter. The visual contrast is immediate, stark, almost cinematic. The cameras capture it from the side, Ali towering, Bruce compact and still. Ali steps forward. You want me to shake your hand? He asks. He extends it, but the gesture carries edge. A dominance play. Palm angled downward. Arm stiff. An offer meant to remind Bruce of the difference between them. Bruce looks at the hand, then at Ali's face. He doesn't take it. Not like that, Bruce says quietly. A ripple of surprise runs through the audience. Ali's brows draw together. What you mean, not like that? Not as a performance, Bruce answers. Not as a power move. Not as something you're doing to prove you're bigger. Ali's arm remains extended for a moment longer. Bruce's voice stays steady. If you shake my hand, do it because you respect me. Even if you disagree with me. Even if you believe boxing is superior. Respect costs nothing. Silence. No laughter now. No murmurs. Just the low hum of studio equipment and the weight of the moment. Ali slowly lowers his hand. Something in his expression changes. The tightness in his jaw eases. The theatrical energy drains away. For the first time since he walked through that curtain, he is not Muhammad Ali the performer. He is Cassius Clay, a man being confronted. You think this about ego? He asks quieter. I think, Bruce says, that confidence doesn't require humiliation. The words settle into the room. Carson watches without speaking. The band is still. Even the audience seems suspended in place. Ali studies Bruce differently now. Not as an opponent, not as a sideshow, as an equal. You stood up to me, Ali says. Yes. In front of everybody, Bruce nods. Because respect should be the default, not something earned through violence. Another long pause. Then slowly, Ali extends his hand again. This time there is no angle, no stiffness, no display. Just an open palm. You're right, he says. I was being disrespectful. Bruce looks at the hand for a brief second. Then he takes it. The handshake is firm. Balanced. Mutual. The audience erupts. Applause crashes through the studio like a wave breaking tension that has been building for minutes. Ali releases his grip but doesn't step back immediately. There's something new in his eyes. Not dominance. Recognition. In that moment the power dynamic shifts. Not because the smaller man became bigger, but because the bigger man chose humility. And everyone in that studio feels it. The applause doesn't fade quickly. It rolls through the studio in waves: relief, admiration, disbelief. What began as tension has transformed into something else. Something human. Johnny Carson is smiling wider than he has all night. Well, he says, leaning forward at his desk. That was intense. A few nervous laughs. Bruce and Ali sit back down, the energy between them altered. The edge is gone. In its place is curiosity. For the next several minutes, the conversation changes tone. Ali asks Bruce about training methods. Bruce explains efficiency of movement, economy of motion, the idea of adapting rather than rigidly following style. Ali listens. Not interrupting now. Listening. The audience senses it. This isn't theater anymore. When the segment ends, the band plays them out. Carson thanks both men. The cameras cut to commercial. But backstage, the real moment happens. The hallway behind the studio is quieter, dimmer, the adrenaline of live television still hanging in the air. Ali finds Bruce near the dressing rooms. "Hey," Ali says. Bruce turns. Ali exhales. The bravado is gone. "About the hand thing, I was wrong." Bruce studies him but doesn't speak yet. "I get caught up sometimes," Ali continues. "Being Muhammad Ali, playing the role. I shouldn't have disrespected you." Bruce nods slightly. "You were performing." "No," Ali says firmly. "I was insecure." The word lands heavier than anything said on stage. "You represented something I didn't understand," Ali admits, "and instead of respecting it, I dismissed it." Bruce extends his hand first this time. Ali takes it. No cameras. No audience. Just two men. "Friends?" Ali asks. "Friends," Bruce answers. Years later, after Bruce Lee's death at 32, reporters would ask Ali about that night in March 1973 on The Tonight Show. He never avoided it. "Bruce Lee taught me something," Ali would say. "He taught me that real courage isn't always in the ring. Sometimes it's standing your ground without throwing a punch." He called it moral courage. Not physical bravery. Not championship grit. Moral courage, the willingness to speak truth in front of millions. The footage would be replayed, analyzed, retold. The handshake that didn't happen. The word scared. The moment the studio froze. But the real story wasn't humiliation. It wasn't dominance. It was a transformation. Muhammad Ali refused to shake Bruce Lee's hand. And Bruce didn't respond with anger. Or ego. Or threat. He responded with dignity, respect over pride, truth over performance. And in doing so, he forced the most famous fighter in the world to confront something greater than competition. Himself. That was the moment that lasted. Not the size difference. Not the titles. But the simple insistence that respect costs nothing and means everything.